Well, welcome to another episode of SKST Radio, and you tune into Entertainment Network. And I have Dr. Ron here. Hey, Dr. Ron.
Hey, we're going to chop it up.
Oh, well, I'm excited about tonight. You know, it's like one of the fly by night thing, seat of your pants type thing. But you know what? We're going to make it roll.
We're going to flow. We're going to free flow.
We're going to free flow? Okay, we're going to free flow. Okay, so tonight, like I said, we're just going to free flow. But I got a beef. I got a beef with two things. Two things. But first, before I start beefing, I want to say congratulations to Jennifer Hudson.
Yes, J Hud.
J Hud is she's my shero. She is doing what she do, and you look at where she came from to where she is now. You know, she didn't win the American Idol, but she is now the American Idol. Isn't that cool?
I was going to break out in that Effie of Dream Girls. I'm telling you, but I would have just messed it up.
Well, let me tell you something. One day I was emceeing an event, and Eric Beasley, I was emceeing the event, and I had all this sparkly stuff on. Eric Beasley, he made sure I was okay on stage and everything. When everything was over with, he said, "Come on here, Effie." I was glowing like Effie, baby. One night only. So Jennifer Hudson, girl, kudos to you. You are a shero. You are what make us who we are today. Keep it going. Keep our sisters uplifted. That's what you do, and I'm very proud of you. I'm very, very proud of you. So congratulations.
Yeah, big ups.
Yeah. Okay, so that's my good thing. You have a good thing? What's your good thing for tonight?
Well, what we're going to talk about tonight. Can I just kick the can?
Kick the can.
And let the worms out.
There you go.
First of the year on the Club Shay Shay was the Shannon Sharp's podcast. Cat Williams just blew everything up, and basically he said that we would never look at entertainment the way we used to look at entertainment again. And of course, that interview was one of the most watched interview, and even Shannon Sharp said basically he made so much money off just that one interview.
Yeah.
And then the notoriety and all the things that came about. So we want to talk about the industry
itself
and
how my thing is we always want to be equals. We always want, and we as a person, we always want to be who we are. If they win in Grammys, we want to win Grammys. If they win in this, we want, and we always put our own twist on stuff. So we make our own. We got our own black entertainment music. Everything that we do, we put black in front of it to make sure everybody knows it's ours. It's our black. But at the end of the day, now we have the opportunity. We have millions of millionaires right now. We have people that's doing really, really well. They're in the limelight. They should be heroes and sheroes for our children and our generations. And they're just a hot mess.
Okay. You said a whole lot there because if you're talking about talent, mm-hmm. and you're talking about the entertainment industry, which mm-hmm. is business first, and then it's business of entertainment, you have to see those what I call the people behind the scenes, the faceless executive producers and producers, the people who actually greenlight projects. Mm-hmm. And let me give you just a little tidbit.
Okay.
There has never been a African American led movie that did not make money. I'm talking from Pootie Tang to Training Day. Mm-hmm. And my point is, it's not that we have to label being black as being, when are you going to be recognized? So basically, we put a handle on it just because we want to make sure we get recognized.
But that's the thing, though. Why do we have to get the okay from them? Why do we have to to, you know what I'm saying? Why can't we just say it's this movie? You know, they don't say it's the white movie, the white entertainment industry. When they do that, then we're fussing.
Okay, but
They're being racist. We are doing the same. We are terrible.
but if,
Why do we have to do that?
well, historically, um, we have to label certain things.
Why? Why do
We,
you feel the need that you have?
don't lose your peppermint.
Well, why do we feel
Oh,
we
because-
have to label stuff though?
Okay, but if I'm not being recognized for the contribution that I'm making to the entertainment industry, then I'm going to have my own award show. I'm going to have my own, it used to be BET or et cetera, et cetera. I think that remember the Source Awards. So when I don't get recognized by the main industry, then I decided
Well,
to do my
why
own.
do they have to be the main industry? Why we can't just build in our own lane? Why again? Why do they have to be the competition? Why does it always have to be a he she? Why does it always have to be a racist thing? Why can't we just be us? Why do we have to mimic and copy and do what they're doing? Why we can't be original and do our own thing?
I was just about to quote Rodney King, but that might not be the person that. Why can't we all just get along?
Get along. Exactly. Exactly.
Well, Tyler Perry is the only one that actually took the mantle and decided basically he's going to create his own studio and he's producing his own thing.
And he's doing it without saying, I'm black. I'm black.
Yeah.
I did my thing. I'm black. He's not.
Okay, and I don't know why other people who was in the, and I'm gonna call it in the game earlier, had not been able to, do what he has done. I remember a long time ago, and I'll call his name, Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier.
Mm-hmm.
They created United Artists,
Mm-hmm.
and they did make at least I thought, for me, some of the black classics.
Mm-hmm.
Uptown Saturday Night, Let's Do It Again, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
And they were trying to get a group together to
Right.
do what Tyler Perry did, 40 years later.
Yeah. But then look, you got Gregory Hines. Gregory Hines did the same thing. Him and his brother, the Hines brothers, they started off, they ended up breaking into movies, and they started their own little niche.
But it wasn't a production company.
But they tried. They were trying to go that route. But back in those days, again, like you said, they didn't have the resources like they do now.
Well, even Spike Lee had a series of running, and then
Mhm.
basically, I'm quite sure he met some challenges and roadblocks.
Right.
So the industry itself have gatekeepers, and if you don't play ball in a certain in their playground, then and you are quote quote outspoken, then they have ways to no, and I'm gonna use this term, blackball you.
Yeah.
So. Uh,
So, but is it like that on the other side? Do they blackball people on the other side like that?
Well, but you got to realize, look at the Me Too movement. What do you have to give up to actually do this, and maintain your dignity at the same time? So you have to make a choice, and a lot of people make a choice that.
But this is the thing. Why are people in these positions are able to do other people this way?
Because
Why?
of money.
I mean, yeah, but still, okay, I have a lot of money, but in order for you to be able to be in this movie, you have to lick my toes. I mean, why is that?
Well, I mean, the casting couch is nothing new, and that it is real.
Yeah, I'm seeing it's real, but my thing is, how do we allow them to get to that point? How do we allow them to do us this way? So now you got people coming out and they speaking on it, And now we're all feeling sorry, thinking, oh, well, because I know my thing was, you're an adult. You're an adult, and you made that decision, even though he said you might have to stoop over and do this and do that. You made that decision to get where you are. So why?
Well, let me share. I peeked behind the curtains because there were some when I was younger. I wanted to do certain things. Uh, um, uh, I started off with some plays, and I did some modeling in college, and I met some people, uh, and I decided that nah, I think I want to
I love it.
have my own dignity. There's some things that I'm not going to do. I chose not to, and uh, I'm sure uh, I met some very talented people who, um, and I don't know what happened in their life. That some people did excel, and there's some people that just disappeared.
Yeah, yeah,
So, um, and I know it's a snake pit.
yeah,
It's probably worse than politics.
yeah. I think I think you have a point there.
So you asking the question why? Uh, how much of yourself are you willing to? How much of your soul you really want to sell?
Yeah,
And I put it that way.
and you shouldn't have to. It shouldn't have to be that way. First of all, we prayed. We worked hard. A lot of people, this is their dream come true, right? So everybody wants the American dream, the apple pie. I'm going to move to California, so I can be a movie star or whatever I'm going to be. I'm going to go to Motown or whatever the dream is. Now the dream is a disaster. This is something that I wouldn't want my children to be a part of. If this is the industry that we have come to, I thought Big Red, my hours are 9 to 5. I thought that life was terrible when I was a management office, when I had my management company and when I had cutthroats and people trying to steal your artists from under you and things like that. That was terrible. I got out of the industry because it was terrible. I had good groups. Anybody, I just interviewed somebody not too long ago, and they told you, "Oh yeah, you had us on Steve Harvey. Yeah, I had them everywhere, but you still had people who was trying to take your people from you, who was trying to undercut you. That was terrible. But what I'm seeing now, that was a piece of cake compared to what I'm seeing now.
Well, let me share some with you. I can go back about let's say 30 years, and I did a little history on the entertainment behind the scene type stuff. What Cat Williams described and what other people have experienced is real and it's true. Uh, the, the the thing about it is that you have gatekeepers that will their influence for their own personal gain, whether that's monetary or what they want you to be the next casting couch victim, and that goes for male and females. So what you see now is just because of social media.
Right.
This has been a one of those well-kept secrets in the industry for years.
Yeah, yeah.
From the beginning.
Yeah.
You can go back to the silent films.
Oh my gosh.
And
But you know what? Now that you say that, you think about the biblical times when all this was going on, the partying, the it goes back.
what funny you mentioned that. I got a great scripture for that, and I don't know the address right now. But you remember how John the Baptist lost his head?
No.
Okay, there was a festival and a dance where this lady was dancing so much that that King said, "I will give you anything second to the kingdom, what you wanted." Her mother told the dancer, "I want John the Baptist's head because he told me I couldn't marry my brothers." She was married to a brother, but she wanted the other brother.
Oh, okay.
and he felt sorry, but he gave his word from all this party. That's how John the Baptist lost his head. And but my point to it, what kind of dance was she doing so much that he got so excited?
That, yeah, yeah, she had to be.
So
It
I'm
had to
just
be
saying,
up close and personal.
so making it rain. They weren't making it rain back
Back in
then,
their days, yeah,
and they
absolutely.
were
Yeah.
they were dropping it like it hot and holding it like it was cold back then.
But see, and so that brings me back to my beef. My beef is now that we are there, now that we have this money, now that we are being seen, now that we have pretty much power. Because right now, I think I saw that 50 Cent is trying to move Hollywood out of Hollywood and trying to, I can't remember where it was going to be, but they try to move everything out of California. And I want to say it was Texas, or 50 Cent has gotten with somebody and he's trying to bring the movie industry somewhere else out of Hollywood.
Well, that's what Tyler Perry did for Atlanta. So
Yeah,
Atlanta.
so he's trying to do that, so that way that unclean world is, it's gonna follow you. Of course, I know it. Again, like I said, they build a nice home, a nice community to keep us out. And what happens is one will move in, then the other one will move in, then the other one will move in. They tear up the community, and guess what? They pack up and they move and they start another community. Or they would go to the one that they just left from, rehouse it, buy it all back, buy all that land, all that property back, fix it up again, and then here we come. So we done messed this up.
Well,
now we're gonna go move over here to them. Now they got to move again. So why do we have to keep doing that?
Well, let me say this. What Sean Puffy Combs and is being what the allegations.
See, I didn't bring that name up. He did.
I did. And what R. Kelly was guilty of. Where do you think they learned this from?
The same place that the guns and all that stuff is sent to our communities.
Sort of looked at
The same people.
So my point is that yes, we can create all this, but at the same time, we have to have a platform for distribution, and we at one time we owned movie theaters. Black people own movie theater. Magic Johnson wasn't the first person who decided that we need to own movie theaters. So right now
we don't own anything.
We don't own anything. So I understand technology, Netflix and all this other stuff that we can actually. I will say, what's that? What's that movie? That channel that
PBS?
No, Timu or what's it?
Timu
or Tubi.
Oh Lord! You can see. Somebody said they saw Tubi and they saw they sell pumping gas on Tubi.
But I'm saying people are being creative to getting their projects out there, but is it for limited distribution? Is my point.
Yeah.
One of the things that I saw this summer, well, earlier this year, Taylor Swift and Beyonce, they went directly to movie theaters after, of course, they sold out concerts. But I'm just saying, you have to be creative. And the contract, they bypassed a whole lot of people and went directly to the movie theaters. So I think we have enough Black billionaires and millionaires to do what you're suggesting that we do, and do it in a more wholesome, not strings attached environment. But it's obviously the people the billionaires and the millionaires, maybe they sign some contracts that we don't know about.
Yeah, I mean, because what's the stagnant? What's making it? What's holding you back? What is holding? I mean, I know some good people out there because I've heard, again, everything's speculation, but I heard that Denzel walked away from it. I heard so many people have walked away without giving away their soul. And it's amazing how many people are so desperate that will give away their soul to do this stuff.
Well, I mean, we have been so conditioned and spoon fed that basically, if we're not sports entertainment, that is our way out. Only because you have people who are projecting us to only think that basically this is the only way out. I do my show, Dr. Ron Smith investigates,
Shameless plug.
but there are millionaires who are in the STEM industry. There are millionaires that actually that's professionals, whether they're doctors, attorneys, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Why we don't have those exposures just as we a ball player or a rapper? Because there is, I call them gatekeepers for lack of a better word. There's other terms that I'm not going to use, but my point is they want to funnel you to brainwash you to think that this is the only way that you can be successful.
Right.
And they force feeding us that look at this one, look at this one. But my only question is the beauty contest is that basically, there's probably more people who are really good at basketball that you would never know about.
Right.
They
didn't get that opportunity.
There are singers that and other people that we are only limited by what we see.
Right.
Unfortunately, I start reading at an early age, so I'm not limited to just what the television. Matter of fact, I'm not a really television person. Matter of fact, I was going to say something, but I won't. But it's the idiot box.
Idiot box.
So, in order for us to really capitalize on, if that's what we want to do, and not sell our soul, we have to the new currency is being networking and being in a collective group. It's finding those people, and you know how difficult that is.
Yeah.
Finding people to share the dream that you have.
Right. But now at this point, to me, I just feel like it's in the days, because I feel like so many things are coming to pass. So many things are forming, and I hate it because, not that I hate it's in the days, because God's gonna do what He's gonna do when He's gonna do it. But I just hate that He brought us so far, and look at where we are. Look at we are on stage, even if it's staged, slapping somebody at a big event. We are people that trusted their children to people, only to find out that their kids were exposed to something that's terrible. I mean, so it has gotten so bad now. But, again, look at the times that we're in. And now we have Satan Church. I don't know what they call it, but there's a church in this city that's not too far from here. That's what they do.
But all the things that you're saying is not new. And that's the reason why I say technology has bring these things that we actually to the forefront on our phone. We get from TMZ to all these other unfiltered news. Matter of fact, even the regular standard news are reporting some of the stuff.
Yeah.
They
have to change the way they report
without doing the back checks. But so my point is, we have always the industry has always had these snakes in it.
Right. But now it's more visual.
Because you can get it on your phone.
No. Not because you can get it on your phone. It's because now everything is open. Everything is okay now. The people, the powers to be, is okay with this. Like they at one point, I know when I grew up, and I'm Baptist. When I grew up, gay people were frowned upon. Well, now they're getting married. Now they have their own society. Now you got to figure out which gender they are. Not that I'm downing anybody or anything like that. I'm saying it's just open now. So now, going back to that party before Christ, that everybody was doing all this stuff, it's back. It's here. and it is just a whole smorgasbord of sins.
And until enough people, it might take Sam Jackson, Spike Lee, and Denzel Washington to get a group and say this is how we're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because personally, there's some of the stuff I see on the coming out of Atlanta on film. I definitely wouldn't want my daughter to be on film with some of the stuff that we are consuming.
Right. Yeah. I agree. I agree. And my daughter's aspiring to be an actress and all this. I feel bad. I just think it's a world now that I'm not proud of. I'm not proud of, and if I had it all over again and had to bring some children into this world, I probably wouldn't, because it's just that bad to me right now.
Well, but it's you can uh, live right in the wrong world, and as believers, we have to show our kids and our grandkids that basically there is a better way.
Yeah.
And even if we have to do our own stage plays and do our own movies, uh, there's a movie coming out. Priscilla Shard is coming out, and I think it's coming out in August. It's called Forge.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not getting paid. We're not getting paid, but it's going to be a good movie because I saw the trailer. But my point is that she goes to the as a single parent with a son, and the challenges of raising him, and making sure he stays, putting the guardrails out there,
Mm-hmm.
and basically I'm not going to give away the plot, but
Sound like Brewster women.
yeah, maybe, maybe. But my point is that until we start producing movies like that,
Mm-hmm.
to show that basically yes, it can be done, and then it's not going to happen. I know basically I didn't when I was venturing into modeling and trying to do some things, and I saw some things behind the scenes that I was not prepared for,
Mm-hmm.
and I could have got caught up if I was just really blinded by the lights.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to just this is
Yeah.
not for me.
Well, I used to do some modeling too, and I remember my grandmother and I. If it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be who I am today, because this one guy in particular, and I won't call his name because he's still around. He was terrible. He was really terrible, and even to the fact that when I started doing my management, I ran into somebody else who was doing the exact same thing, and we ended up pressing charges and getting him put in jail. I mean, because I'm like getting models and thinking that he's the photographer we thought he was, and he was not. And so we band together and we ended up having him arrested. And so it's you got to be careful.
I thought about Vanessa Williams when you said that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't think that. Well, see, one of the things about modeling is that basically in between shows you have to be comfortable with no clothes on, and I just put it that way.
Yeah.
So when you need to have a personal assistant, and I don't know. I'm about to do a sidebar because basically, the Justice Department just paid about $60 million because the gymnasts, the United States gymnasts, the gold medal winners, was abused by this doctor, and one of the young ladies reported it to the DOJ,
Mm-hmm.
and they failed to take it serious.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine that
Yeah.
you're doing, you being in this position.
You're thinking this is it. This is what you have to do in order. And I stopped modeling because of that. Like I said, if it wasn't for my grandmother, so you're absolutely right, because you fall into it thinking that's the way it is. You have to do this in order to get your picture seen. You have to do this in order to become a part of this. And that goes back, like you said, years ago. It's been there for all these years, and people are getting away with it. And
Well,
now I'm glad finally. The one good thing about society today, they are able to put some people in jail. Look at Bill Cosby. He's somebody that we all looked up to.
true. Okay, but I remember Bill Cosby being at the Playboy Mansion, and nobody said anything about Hugh Hefner.
No. But
See,
but
that's
but but
what.
Hugh wasn't covering or hiding the stuff that he was doing.
No, he had somebody else doing that.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? I mean, at least if you thought Playboy Mansion, you knew that was that hot mess stuff. You know, you the bunnies and you already knew this.
True, but you got to realize that as a red blood American male, that was that was the epitome of success.
Yeah.
You know,
But again, why do we have to keep following? We're following ourselves right on off the cliff, trying to be like somebody else.
okay. See, here's where I think, and this is just my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
The desegregation gave us an opportunity to really peek behind the curtains of what America really was or is, and I say is, and
Was. We got to make America great again. I'm sorry. You set yourself up for that one. Okay.
so basically, we our bright, brilliant individuals said that basically now we can compete on the level playing field.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what does that mean? Basically, we had our Jesus, we had our religion,
Mm-hmm.
we pretty much had our education.
Mm-hmm.
We was the best in sports and entertainment, but that was limited because of segregation. Even though we had some millionaires
Mm-hmm.
within segregation,
Yeah.
we did very well. But now we wanted to be the multi-millionaires, so it opened up. So now I saw, I'm not gonna name names right now, XYZ, let's say whoever was bigger than Motown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whoever was making movies bigger than what I was saying about Sidney Poitier, all
Mm-hmm.
these. So we started mingling with these people. Now we see what they were doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We thought that translated to what is success.
Right.
So that's the reason why our young men, women, and young men, R. Kelly and allegedly P. Diddy. So they create their own little environment.
Yeah.
So my point is that you got to be careful who you admire, and you just got to be just as careful who you hate.
Yeah.
Because those are the things that you aspire to.
Yeah. Well, okay, so let's talk about this then. Now, you got all these stool pigeons. You got all these whistleblowers. You got all these different people finally, out of all these years, decide they're going to step on the soapbox and talk about stuff now.
Okay.
So my thing is, you've been doing this all these years. You've been knowing this all these years. Some people, like 50 Cent, some people have been on the soapbox talking about it, but nobody's listening. They didn't want to hear it. You just hating, all this. I get that part. So the real whistleblowers, hats off to you, because you were trying to school everybody what we're seeing. You're trying to stop this. You're trying to tell people this is what's really going on, and you got shut down. So you got blacklist, blackballed, or whatever you call it.
Okay.
I got that. But this one person, this one lady.
Now wait. Well. Let me say this. Now, there has been, and I forgot. It's attached to the Me Too movement, and they retro dated if you've been abused in
Right.
this certain period that you have to come forth before sometime in 2025, I think. So now, at first, people never believed me if I told you certain names that I was abused by this person or sexually
Right.
assaulted by this person. Now I have the opportunity now that basically I could be a part of this class action suit. That's the reason why a lot of this stuff is
It's
coming
coming
out.
out. Okay, that makes sense.
So, and you have uh, look at what's going on in the courtroom in New York, and I'm not going to call no names.
Mm-hmm.
How this individual with power has said basically he could shoot somebody in Fifth Avenue and not get arrested.
Yeah, yeah.
If I was assaulted by this individual, knowing that the firepower of his attorneys and the money that he has to really slander me, would I actually do it if I was like 21 years old?
No, because
see, that's what you got to look at that too.
Yeah,
so now that I'm 40 now, I think I can kind of know who I am, and I'm not going to live with this decision of being quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the flip side of that too. Now, basically, there's attorneys who gonna believe me and society, because boys will be boys and all this crap that allow males in certain positions to get away with stuff.
Yeah, but you got some people now are just to that level. I mean, who actually hung out with the person that you're talking about, and so.
What do you mean, male or female?
Male.
Okay.
So at this point, it doesn't make sense. So going back to the lady I was talking about, I mean, she's been in the industry from what my understanding is a long time. So she saw all this stuff behind scenes. She was I guess successful recording artist. I never
semi-successful.
One hit wonder, but I don't know. I mean, I never heard her music. So, but the thing is, she's really, really comfortable with laying out everybody's business. And my thing to that is, aren't you afraid? If people are coming up missing, they're talking about somebody's ex is exed off. I mean, all these different things that has happened, and you already know people have taken the fall for this other person. Why would you feel comfortable enough to whistleblow like that in public? And I know they're getting paid for these interviews. I do know that.
Oh, but you got to remember that the environment is better for me to come out now.
How?
10 years ago, I didn't have a platform. I didn't have a podcast. Okay, what's going on in New York? You got to remember National Enquirer was the place you got your gospel.
Now he's.
That's the place. Well, we find out we got catch and kill stories that came out from this guy who willed that power. That's what I'm saying. So now, with media, social media as it is, nobody has that kind of power anymore. Mm. If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
See that he had nationally, he could stop a story and get you just, something happened to you, you disappear, and nobody really would know it. She can get on a podcast. He can't stop it.
No, he can't stop it, but she can be walking to a car and something happened to her. Something can happen to your family.
True, but okay, but I mean that so she said this about this person.
But they already speculating this already anyway.
And
didn't say it.
Okay, and this happened to her. It's not like where we don't have a smoking gun, even though it might be circumstantial evidence that she just stepped off the curb and she got hit. Now we're gonna wonder. There's more to that than just that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look at that. It's more to it. Now all of a sudden she's gone. Look at the person she was with. I'll be sure. Look at poor Jamie. He almost died. I mean, it's so much that's around all this stuff that they're still out there. They're still free.
Okay.
You see that person that you're talking about. He did all these things, but he's still able to run for office. I don't get it.
You really hadn't taken a look at America. America is in.
And that's why I say it's the end of days, because this is a hot mess.
I'm telling you, because you have that cell phone, you get this information. But there have been so much. If you really study Hollywood, the back scenes, you know where all the bodies are. Entertainment business has always been a snake pit. Has always been a snake pit. Has always been a snake pit. Because we were talking about. Well, I'm a big fan of jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz started in the brothels,
Mm-hmm.
and in the women of the night houses.
Mm-hmm.
But basically,
the Suge Averys of the world.
But the whole idea was this is where the mob washed their money. So they was able to pay people high, to do all this for, this entertainment thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the reason why I say all this stuff is not new. We're talking about back in the 20s,
yeah,
30s, 40s, 50s. So, I don't know how far you go back into the entertainment, but that's where I do my history, is that this kind of stuff has been going on all the time.
Well, I was sheltered in life.
America
So
has kept a lid on this.
Yeah,
but my point is that because of the power brokers, and now because I keep repeating myself about social media, they can't control it like they used to control it.
Right. Well, I don't know, but we're gonna leave this show on a good note. Have you ever seen The Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, oh, come on, of course.
The Wizard of Oz. Okay, so there is some questions that I want to ask about Wizard of Oz. You ready?
No, because my mind is on The Wiz.
The Wiz, I like The Wiz too. We'll do them next time. Ease on down the road. So, The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
Dorothy Gale. She lived with Auntie M and the uncle.
Okay.
What was her mother? What was her father? So Dorothy Gale was brought up by Auntie M and her uncle.
Right.
Never mentioned the mother and father.
No.
Now, when she went to Wiz, when she went over the rainbow,
okay,
the characters over the rainbow were people that was in her real life, right?
Right.
Cowardly Lion was Zeke. The Tin Man was somebody, and the Scarecrow was somebody, right?
Right. Well,
but even Miss Gulch, which was the mad lady that wanted to take the dog, Toto, she was the witch, right?
Okay.
Who was Glinda, the good witch? I think it could have been her mother.
This is, you ambushed me with this question. If you have gave me some time to do some research,
You wasn't supposed to research. This is just something we grew up with. So, at the end of the day, I feel like Glinda was her mom.
Okay.
And we do know that the wizard, you got me saying Wiz now, the wizard was the man at the door. He was the man behind the curtain. He was the man driving the horse, and with the different colors. He played probably 5 or 6 roles in that little short of time.
Okay, now did you catch that the first time you saw it, or just how many times you had to see?
I had to see it tons of times before I started realizing that all this was going on.
Well, Dorothy's parents was killed in a boat accident, and she was adopted by Uncle Henry and Auntie Anne.
They never mentioned that, not even in the book. They mentioned that the mother died in the book, but they never mentioned how the mother died.
And see, that's why we got Google and YouTube now.
Oh, so we need to Google that and come back and find out how Dorothy's mother died and what happened to her dad.
The boat accident.
Well, we got to confirm that, because everything is speculation. It's not true. We got it off the internet.
I mean, it's not real.
It's not real. It's not real.
And you got to be careful with Wikipedia also.
Oh, Wikipedia. Mm-mm-mm.
So what? Okay, I was fascinated by the Wizard of Oz because of the costumes, and I always like black and white movies.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar Michaud was a black movie producer, director, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And most all his stuff was in black and white. So basically, when I see a film in black and white, it captured my attention.
Well, so The Wizard of Oz was done with back in the 50s or 30s.
Well, I don't know.
Between the 50s and the 30s. Well, all the movies were black and white, and so this was like high technology to get the when they went over the rainbow. So that's what made it so famous, was because people had never really seen Technicolor.
Until Ted Turner did it, he colorized it.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that was
it 53?
No, it was no.
30, probably the 39, 30, the 30s. I don't remember. But
no, he did. Ted Turner did this in the 70s.
No. For The Wizard of Oz,
he colorized it and he put it on his network.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, just the over the rainbow scene. Remember, that was in color.
Right, the original.
What year was that?
1939.
1930. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. So, but anyway, that's what made the movie.
My engineers got me my earpiece. He's feeding me all this information.
Oh, okay, gotcha. He got it off the internet. He got it off the internet. Just read right down there. He got it off the internet.
He's making me look like a genius.
Yeah, he does look good, right? And so, but anyway, that was something that a little tidbit bit that I learned.
Okay.
And thought about it. It's like, yeah. But I used to know the whole script. I used to know the whole entire script, from singing the song Over the Rainbow, know the words for that. I mean, it was just one of those classics that, being a playwright, that you kind of pick up technique from, some of that artwork and things. So It was really cool to learn that. And then I found out that the Munchkins were terrible. They were terrible. They treated what's her name, Dorothy, Judy Garland. They treated her very terrible. She was criticized for eating too much and things like that, so they wouldn't allow her to eat. Even on her birthday, they had a cake and they wouldn't let her. She only took a bite of the cake. So the studios were terrible. They had child labor. They were working at that time. She was really young, 13 or something like that. And
hey, you saying that? See, you going back? Let's 1939. This was happening.
Yeah.
Look what they were talking about Nickelodeon doing to the child kids, and these back.
And it's all back now. Today.
And that's the point that I was trying to make. It's this industry has always been a snake pit, and if you don't keep your eyes on your kids, I used to criticize momagers, but they are needed.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
daddy's are needed too,
and grandma jersey too.
And I'm going to say this, and this might be a little controversial, and I won't get back to the gymnast. How would you let your preteen daughter go into a examination room with a male doctor alone? I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that, and maybe, like I've said, that I don't want to be bashing the victim, but my point is, where are the parents or the guardians in this situation? They should be held accountable also.
Absolutely.
I know I'm probably gonna get in trouble by saying that, but
well, no, same thing though. I mean, somebody said the same thing about Usher's mom. She thought that she was sending her kid to something that was going to benefit him, and it was a weekend stay or whatever it was, a year stay. I think it was. He stayed a year or some months, but because of who she released her child to. Was L.A. Reid? I think it was L.A. Reid. L.A. Reid introduced him to this person. And this guy was like, 10 to 15 years old and got exposed to this. Yeah. And he even said on the interview that his mom didn't know any of this was going on.
Oh,
and he kept it that way. You know what I mean? So they thought, if you're a parent that's not into, like, I wouldn't have known all this stuff, you thinking that these people are humble and you thinking these people are doing the right thing for your child. And so it makes it hard. Look at R. Kelly. That Aaliyah girl, her parents pretty much gave her to him.
It's and like I said, I know because I had 2 teenagers, so I understand how rebellious they can be, but you have to put your foot down on some of these things, and you first of all you have to do your research, um, and uh, this whole game is communication. So you're gonna have the slick tongue type people who tell you that basically, hey, you can trust us. You know, we make sure we take care of your baby, all this stuff, and then they off doing something else, and then maybe the predators move in. So there are so many levels to this whole thing. That you have to be on point and be on top. Uh, I could take you to another sidebar, but I won't, because it happens even in athletics. You know, the AAU.
Well,
and so
yeah,
But you see, we think that's sports. No, that's entertainment.
Yeah,
and entertainment is money.
Yeah. Well, you know, you just said something that really touched home. Me and my friend, we were talking the other day. You know, I was in band in high school and everything. And the reason why I stopped wanting to be in band, I stayed in band, but I had to avoid a certain person in band. And it's because of that. I was in a room and he locked the door and I got out of there by the grace of God. You know? So that
I want to introduce something else. I love marching bands, and I went to a HBCU. But have you seen the dancing girls?
Yeah, they don't have much on.
And what's the next level to that? After I graduate, I still want to dance.
Yeah.
But where's the next level? Okay, I play basketball.
I could dance for the cheerleaders. You could be a cheerleader dancer.
Okay, then what's the next level to that? Because you know they don't pay much.
No, they don't. You know, most of it's volunteer. To be honest,
they get a
little stipend, but not real.
Okay,
a lot of
but
money.
What's the next level to that?
The stripping.
Because see, what we have been seduced.
A backup dancer for a celebrity.
What we have been seduced to, it's almost like, you remember the first time did a play and you was flawless. The applause, the attention that you got.
Yeah, it felt good.
So if I'm a dancer and I see the response that I get, well, I was going to be.
My tail. I got you.
That's the dopamine and adrenaline and all this good stuff. But it also can be what you call it. It can be what's the word? I'm searching for the word, but it can be addicting.
Yeah, I was about to say something like that. Yeah, it could be a drug. It could be.
But my point is,
to keep you going. Yeah.
If I play football, my ultimate goal is to be in the NFL. I make a lot of money. If I play basketball, the NBA. If I'm a dancer, and now the way they train 40 hours a week to do these shows, different shows every week. Now I've graduated. Now where do I go? You said I could go be the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
Yeah.
Then you find out the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders don't make no money. But you find out other dancers
make the money. Yeah.
This lady bragged that she made $50,000 in one night.
Yeah.
That would make a man lose his head.
Yeah.
Oh my That's gosh. The kind of dance make a man lose his head.
Yeah.
All I'm saying.
Yep. You're so funny. Guys, okay, our time is up. I want to thank you all for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments about the show, please leave them in our little chat line there, and we will get back to you.
Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Share, like, and subscribe. Yeah, we need you to do that for us. If you want shows like this, and we're also open for people if you want to call in and be a part of our network, or if you want to even come into the studio. If you're in the Virginia neighborhood, look us up at skstradio.com and leave your little information there, and we will select you to come into the studio and come and hang out with me and Dr. Ron.
Right, and you have any show ideas, send those to us also.
Sounds good to me. Okay, until then, guys, keep reaching for the stars. Thank you, DJ T Nice. We love you.